So I got asked how I made my storage room in my world, and I am going to show you guys exactly how to do that in today's video. If you guys like this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. That way you guys don't miss any future build tutorials just like this one. Comment down below any other future builds you want to see or any other future video ideas you have in general. And without further ado, let's jump right into the tutorial. So there's one of two ways you can go about this. If you just want your storage room to be on the ground, then you can skip this part, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a different way. If you want it to be elevated and look a little more, you know, sturdy, or look a little more like it has just a little more character to it, what we're gonna do, we're gonna come down here and we're gonna go to the half wall section, and we're gonna grab the umber half wall, and we're just gonna set that down right here. And then we're gonna go over to the foundation section, and we're gonna grab wood foundation 04, the 16 by 16 one, and make sure this is lined up in the corner just like that. And then we're gonna go 5 by 4, so we're gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And then we're gonna take this and put it on the other side. And again, if you don't want to do this up elevated just like this, if you just want yours to be on the ground, you can skip this part. I'll leave a timestamp, that way you guys will know what point to go to. But so we're just gonna go through this real quick and put all the foundations down, and then we're gonna do, like I said, it's 5 by 4, so we do 5 in the front and then 4 on the sides, just like that. And then let's see, I'm gonna put this down right here, and then another one in this corner right here, just like that. And then we're gonna go back this way 5, just like this, 3, and then make sure these are in the middle, that way they'll all be even, 4, and then 5. Go ahead and put this one in the corner just like that, and then again put this one in the middle just like that. And we'll go back and fill this in, 2, put this here, put this one right here just like that, and then there we go. And then you'll fill in the middle right here just like that, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now the next step is going to be to put down the flooring. Now you guys can use whatever flooring you want, but for me, I really like which one was it, the Sugi wide floor, or the Sugi, however you pronounce it, Sugi. I really like this one right here. I don't know, I think, me personally, I think these ones are just look too messy. The Sugi one just has a lot less orange and it looks a lot cleaner. So I'm going to be using this one, and what you're going to do, you're going to line it up with the foundation. You're just going to go just like that and go around the whole thing. We're going to go ahead and go around just like this, just snap them to each other nice and easy, that way they'll be nice and even, and they should fit perfectly because you're gonna be placing them directly on top of the foundations that we put down, so they'll all fit in perfectly just like this. And then next thing we're gonna do is our walls. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go into the wall section, and we're gonna grab the log wall 04. And what we're going to do, we're going to put this in the corner. So you're going to snap it here on this side and then go all the way over to the left until it's lined up with the corner here, just like that. And then we're going to go back and forth between this, and we're going to go down to the window section, and we're going to grab, sorry, the door section. And we're going to grab the open door, and we're going to snap that right next to it. And then, like I said, we're going to go back and forth. So we're going to go back to the log wall 04, the 2 by 8 by 12 one. We're just going to keep going back and forth all the way down to the very end. So boom, and then we should end up with 3 of the open doors and 4 of the log wall 04s, just like that. And they should line up perfectly just like that on both sides. And it should look like this. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, except on this time we're going to start with the open door. So you're just going to snap that one on like that. And then the log wall, open door, log wall, open door. And make sure when you're doing this that the little tabs are facing inwards, not outwards. I have made that mistake many times where I've put the tabs outwards and then I had to break it and redo it. So make sure you guys don't make that same mistake. And then same thing, we're gonna match the back with the front. So we're gonna do the log wall in the corner and then go to the open door, log wall, open door, wall, door, wall. And do the same thing, match both of the sides. So we're gonna do that. Wall, door, door, wall, wall, door, door, wall. And then they should line up perfectly just like that. And then we're gonna do a second layer. So we're just gonna stack the walls on top of each other just like this. I'm gonna go all the way around. Get all of them just like that. Oh, make sure you guys actually take your time. That way you don't have to go up and destroy them. Because if we were in sandbox, I would have to go and put a ladder down. No, sorry. Since we're in sandbox, I don't have to put a ladder down. But if we were in survival, I would have had to put a ladder down, or a staircase, I mean, and climb up it and destroy it and then break the staircase. And it's just too much work. So make sure you guys take your time and you don't mess up like I did. But if you do, it's not the end of the world. But just make sure you guys are following along what I'm doing. Like I said, this is exactly the same as the first level. We're just copy and pasting onto the second level. Boom, just like that. And now we should be at this point right here. Now I'm going to go outside real quick and I'm going to do the corners. So we're going to go to the walls, go down until we see the log corners, and then we're just going to snap them in just like that. We're going to obviously do this on all four sides. Spin that, make sure it'll fit in, and then go to the third side. Boom, boom. And then last but not least, boom, just like that. And while we're out here, we might as well do the stairs. So the stairs that I like, and again, this is up to you guys, but what you can use whatever staircase you like, but I really like the Sugi Stairs 02. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to snap this to the front of the door just like this. And then I'm going to go over to the left 4 spaces. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to snap a second one right next to it. And it should look like that. That way, the middle of the 2 staircases will be even with the middle of the door. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do the same thing again. Only I'm going to snap them to the bottom side of the stairs. And then I'm going to come on down and do the same thing on this side. But we're going to leave the middle one open. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, go over 4 steps, boom, boom, just like that. And then just like that, we have the 2 staircases. And then we're going to go down to the railings, and I'm going to grab the medieval railing 01. Again, a lot of this stuff is personal preference, guys. You guys are more than welcome to use whatever railings, whatever stairs you want, whatever floors you want. A lot of it comes down to personal preference, but this is just what I'm using. So you guys feel free to copy what I'm doing, or feel free to use ones that maybe you guys might like better. But if you've been following along, you see we're just going to snap them into the corners of the stairs just like that, and it should look like this on both sides. And then we're going to go into the fence section, and we're going to go down to the medieval fences, and you should be able to fit the medieval railing 3 right here just like that. And we're going to do that on the top and bottom. Make sure it is touching the front side of this little post right here, because we're going to have one space in the back, and what we're going to do there is do this medieval 1x1 piece, and boom, just like that. Now we're going to do that in all 4 corners. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to repeat this process on the other side. So once you guys have both staircases done, now it's time to do the roof. So since I'm in sandbox, it makes it a lot easier I can just fly up here. But if you're in survival, obviously you're gonna have to grab a staircase to do this. But we're gonna come over to the roof, and we're going to grab the, what's it called? The pleasant hip. We're gonna grab the pleasant hip, and we're just gonna snap that into as far into the corners as we can, right on top of the log corners. And we're gonna go, and we're gonna do this in all 4 corners, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then we're gonna stack these up 4 high. So we're gonna go 1, 2, snap them onto each other just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and do that again in all 4 corners. So we're gonna come over here, go 2, 3, 4, and they should line up perfectly. If you guys snap them in the right spots down here in the corners, they should line up perfectly just like that. We're going to do the same thing over here. Grab the hip, 2, 3, 4. And then our last one over here. Make sure we snap it, spin it around. That way they're all facing the right way. Boom. And just like that, again, they should be lined up on both sides just like this. And now, you shouldn't need anything else more other than the 16 by 16. Or sorry, the 10 by 16. We should be able to fit all of these in perfectly. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go 1, 2, just like that. And this part is completely up to you guys. If you just want to have a roof completely smooth and even, this one will fit in here just like this. But to give it just a little bit more, you know, a little bit more something, I like to put the window up there. So that's what I'm going to fill that in with. But again, a lot of this stuff is interchangeable. You guys can personalize it however you like it. And you guys don't even have to use the same roof either. If you guys prefer a different roof, feel free to use a different roof, but this is just the one that I'm using. So again, I'm going to throw that window up there, and then I'm going to go boom, boom, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3 here on the bottom layer. And then should be the same up here on the front and back. We shouldn't need anything else other than the 10 by 16. So that one fits right there, just like that. We go 1, and then 1, 2, next layer, 1, 2, 3, and then we should only need 5 down here, and they should all line up perfectly. 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, apparently 4. I don't know how to count. Counting is tough. All right, but we're gonna do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. And then once you guys have reached this part, if you want to just leave it open just like that, you can. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw down the Pleasant Ridge 4. I'm going to go ahead, put that there, and then I'm going to grab the Pleasant Ridge 03, and I'm going to snap that to that, and boom, that's going to finish off the roof. Now we're going to come down here, and we're going to wait until it's daytime. That way I can show you guys the rest of this, and we will be right back. Okay, so now that it's daytime again, I'm going to show you guys something that I experimented with. If you guys want to do these windows here like I did on the ends, and you want them to be in the center as well, all I did was I busted out the 2 roof pieces that were on the second layer here, like if this being the top layer, second layer from the bottom, or from the top, I guess is what I should have said. I took the Pleasant Roof 03, the 10 by 8 one, and I put them here, snapping them to the corners just like that. And then I took the window and I snapped that right in the center, and I did that on both sides. So now I have a window on all 4 sides. Just thought to throw that in there in case you guys wanted to do that, and if not, then you can just leave the roof as is. Now if you guys went ahead and did the elevation just like I did, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the umber half wall and we're gonna put it in the center here just like this. We're gonna line it up right next to this one, and then we're gonna come over 2, and then we're gonna come out 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. Now if you guys didn't elevate it and your building is flat on the ground, you guys can obviously skip this part, but if you didn't and you did it the way I did, that's how we're gonna put our lighting up, just like that. And we're gonna do that on all 4 of the wooden sections. So we're gonna do one here, 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 and here, and we're gonna do that all the way around. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will be back to you guys when we're done. Okay, now if you guys are done, we should have it looking just like this. Like I said, we're gonna have one between each and every wall piece, just like that. Or I should say in front of every wall piece, in between the doors, just like that. And now we can finally get started on the interior. I'm gonna put down this quart vase large right in the corner, just like that. And then when we're doing our chest, I'm gonna use the grand chest. I'm gonna put it back as far as I can and to the left as far as I can. So just like that. And then I'm gonna line them up as close together as possible. So just like that. And we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then I'm gonna separate them by using a fence. I'm gonna double layer it. So I'm gonna grab the medieval railing 2. I'm gonna put this right here just like that, and I'm gonna double stack it just like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab another 4 chests. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, and since I can't add a 4th one here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab the large vase that we use in the other corner, and same thing, I'm gonna put it right in that far corner. And now I'm gonna add the 4th one right here. Again, line them up as close as you possibly can, just like this. Now once you have that 4th one cornered together like that, we're gonna go back to our fence, and we're gonna go back to the medieval railing 2, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put that there, and we're gonna double layer it. And now this time, we're only gonna do 3. So we're gonna grab the grand chest, and we're gonna go as close as we can, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, just like that. And if you did it correctly, you should have this last chest line up perfectly with the left side of the door frame, just like that. And this is what it should look like. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna do the plant, and then 4, separate, 4, separate, and then 3 with the plant in the corner as well. So I'm gonna go ahead on this side, and I'm gonna repeat that same process. There, and just like that, both sides are matching. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab the grand chest, and we're gonna throw 5 more down right in the front here. So we're gonna put the first one dead center just like that in front of this first door, and then we're gonna put 2 on each side of that one. So put 2 to the left, just like so, and then do 2 more to the right, just like so. And now, once it's daytime again, when we can actually see, I will finish off the rest of the build. Alright, now that it's daytime again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys the interior lighting. So I like to use the wall light round, and I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to place them. First, I'm going to center them. I'm going to line them up with that brown line right there, and I'm going to come down, and try my best to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces, just like that. Make sure it's on the wall, and then we're gonna do that in every single one. Alright, and if you guys like how it is completely wide open, you can see all the way to the ceiling, you can see out the top layer, and you get a really nice open view of everything. If you like it exactly like this and you don't want to change it at all, then you can absolutely end it right here just like this. Oh, and you also will want to grab another one of these tall vases here and place this right in the center just like that. And then, yeah, so if you guys like it like this, and then you will be done. However, one thing that you can also do if you want is if you want to add a second layer to give you a little bit of extra storage room, or to maybe throw some of your crafting stations up there, do whatever you want to do up there. If you want to add a second layer to this story, what we're going to do, we're going to come back down and we're going to grab our Suji wide floor, and then we're going to go, there's 2 different ways you can do this. So you can go like this. We're gonna go and snap it just like that for the first layer, and then for the second layer, what you're gonna do is you're gonna snap just the ends. You're gonna do that one and that one just like that. You're gonna go ahead and grab the Suji Stairs 03, and then you're gonna snap it. That way it's centered just like that, and you're gonna do that on both sides, and it should look like this. Now, if you like the way that it's going so far, I'm going to continue this, and we're going to fill in the rest of the floor. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And and we're gonna fill in the rest of the floor. We're gonna go all the way around the perimeter, and then we're gonna fill in this layer right here, and then we're gonna go right in the center there. And then to fill in the little gaps right here, we're gonna go ahead back to the floor section, and we are going to grab the Suji Thin 04, and then we're gonna go boom boom just like that. Put 2 on each side of the staircase. Then you're gonna go like that and go like that. Boom. And then you'll come down here and you'll grab some railings. Go ahead and snap the medieval railings onto each side, like so. And then you're gonna come over here to the fence section, and we're gonna grab the medieval railing corners. We're gonna put these right in the corners here, just like that, just like that. And then we're gonna grab medieval railing 01, and we're gonna put that right in the center there to close that off. And then we're gonna see which one fits here. We're gonna grab, it looks like medieval railing 05. Yeah, so we're gonna put that there just like that, and we're gonna put 1 on each side. Oh, make sure it's lined up though. So we're gonna grab it and put 1 on each side, lined up this time. And if you want to leave it like that, you can, or if you want to add the extra post in the middle here, or sorry, on the ends there, just like that, you can. I think it looks kind of silly though, so I might just leave it the way it is. And we're gonna go just like that. And I'll go ahead and do it on the other side. And boom, just like that, you have your 2 staircases in the center here. So you'll walk in and you'll have all of your storage like that. And then you'll have these 2 staircases that come up here to the second layer. Or there's another way you can do this, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Now, the other way you can do this is you can put the staircase out back right here. And so if you want to do that, we're just going to fill in the floor completely with the Suji wide floor. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and bam. We're going to make sure we have a full ceiling. And then to do these stairs out back, we're going to go ahead and instead of grabbing the big Suji staircase, we're going to grab the small one, the Suji stairs 02. We're going to go like that. And then we're going to branch them off 1 on each side, just like this. And then we're going to go ahead under the floors, and we're going to grab Suji floor 8 by 8 by 1. And then we're going to snap 1 in front, and then we're going to snap it to the right, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on each side. Go ahead, snap that there, and then snap it there. And it will line up perfectly with the second level doors right here, just like this. And now we're going to go ahead and add some railings. So we're going to go back to the stair section, go down to the railings, add our medieval railing 01s, snap them onto each side like so. Put 1 into every corner, just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and add the fences. So we're going to grab and see which ones line up the best. So it looks like the medieval railing 1 by 8 by 3 lines up perfectly like that. And then it will line up once again perfectly on this side. And then on this side, it looks like we're going to need a bit of a longer one. So the 16 is slightly too long. So you're going to go ahead and grab the 1 by 12, line that up. And then it looks like we will need the railing 1 by 2 by 3. Go ahead and line that up like that. So there should be 1 extra space on the end there, like so. And then go ahead and grab the medieval railing 16, and that should line up perfectly like that. And this is what it will look like. So come through here and then come up to the left, and this will be perfect. And now we're gonna do the same exact process on this side. Oh, and before I forget, we're gonna fill in this middle section right here as well. So all you need is the medieval 1 by 8 by 3, and that will fit right there in the center perfectly, just like that. Now we're gonna come up here and do the same thing on this side. We're gonna grab the 12 and throw the 12 right here, and then we're gonna grab the 1 by 2, and then we're gonna grab the 16 and finish that outside layer. Now for the inside, we're gonna grab the 8, and we're gonna throw the 8 down right there, and then we're gonna grab the second 8 and throw that down right there. And boom, just like that, you'll have this really nice 2-way staircase on the outside back back way, and that will kind of free up a little bit of space as well, because it will not only free up space on your first floor, but it'll also free up space on your second floor, because you won't have the staircases in the way down on the bottom, and you won't have the kind of fenced in area where the staircase meets the floor up here. So this leaves this all nice and wide open. So again, if you guys want to go ahead and do that, you absolutely can. If you really just like it being wide open, feel free to skip this step and make sure you don't bust out the bottom floor like I just did. But you can just leave this top floor open and it'll be perfect. But yeah, so that is how I built my storage room. If you guys like it and you like this video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on the bell notifications, that way you guys do not miss any more future Lego Fortnite videos just like this one. I will be posting a lot more in the future, and I'm really excited to see how things go. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below, let me know any future builds you want to see and any other future video ideas, and we will see you in the next one.